Hey everybody, what is up? Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency video on the one and only XRP. And if it's your first time to the channel for daily XRP news and information, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. So I want to kick things off today, shared by this really cool guy on Twitter I found. His name is Kevin Cage. And this is just an old screenshot from an article, but I just want to emphasize this. So remember, and this is just giving us perspective for not only XRP, but any investment or any disruptive technology for that matter, before we get into the news. So the first email was sent in 1971, but it took nearly 3 decades, 30 years for the technology to become commonplace with the user-friendly interface in the form of Hotmail. The first ever Bitcoin transaction took place a little over 8 years ago, and this is when the screenshot was taken. And today we are already seeing it begin to meet the requirements of everyday money. Given the speed of adoption, we believe that we could see Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies / digital assets or tokenized assets on the high street within the decade. There are of course barriers to mainstream adoption, but they are far from insurmountable. Well said, and I just wanted to, share that, kind of get this discussion going. And remind everybody that's, involved in crypto. Next, shared by, and I'm just going to say and it's Hoya Critic, and it's Hoya Critic. So banks managing 80% of Japanese assets, and it's Ripple XRP bulls awoke MoneyTap to use XRapid. Now I know a lot of you already are aware of MoneyTap, the application, but let's just do a quick paraphrase or synopsis of this, and I'll paraphrase this. So MoneyTap, it's a mobile application. It does implement Xcurrent, and it will incorporate XRP when facilitating these global payments. This is according to the latest SBI Group financial report, and this just came out within a week ago. And again, uniquely, the mobile application has been at the forefront or beginning of SBI Holdings, the leading financial services company based out of Tokyo. And they're one of the leading financial services company, in Japan at least. Now, MoneyTap allows its users to make instant domestic payments, easing transaction settlement, which is the keyword settlement, and a user only requires a bank account, a QR code, or a phone number to effect payments. This is the future. We're settling money instantaneously with value, just like a text message or a QR code, things of that nature. So it's very nice, and this is going to be more and more prevalent again. There is a huge push for faster payments globally, and it goes far beyond just sourcing on-demand liquidity. It almost is just the internet of value, and I think that XRP is going to position itself at the forefront of this financial revolution, especially when the XRP ledger is involved, interledger protocol as well. It's just a really big future. So again, right here, we have 25 participating banks and 8 are API platform connected with Ripple. We want MoneyTap to accommodate international remittance, and this is based out of Japan. So we created a mechanism, and it may contribute to XRapid using XRP. Right here, MoneyTap has widespread support, presently using Xcurrent. The option, and remember guys, Xcurrent, now we can plug it in, Xcurrent 4.0, XRP is enabled as well. And especially if they're actually doing international remittance, you want to know they're going to do settlement way beyond just mere payments and messaging standards like Xcurrent, which is similar to Swift today. Let's see. However, the shift from Xcurrent to XRapid has been made easier. Oh, I've already covered this. Look at me. This is how you know you're reading so much. It appears that SBI is seeking to provide financial services with high customer benefit and contribute to fostering new industries and reducing social costs through cashlessization. And that's a tongue twister. So really just trying to become a cashless society. And again, MoneyTap supported by a consortium of banks led by SBI Ripple Asia. And to point out, the consortium is made of over 60 banks, and this is roughly 80% of all banking assets in the country of Japan. Thank you, Yoshitaka Katao. You are the mover and shaker in the Japanese market. Crypto Addy on YouTube does an amazing job covering all of this information. So definitely check her channel out if you want to see, because I believe the Japanese market is going to be one of the first ones to really push this forward. And again, we know SBI VC, and if anything, this is just increasing the liquidity, reducing the barrier of entry. You have to look at this from a holistic standpoint, look at the fundamentals, and eventually price will follow. Remember, when right now it's all perspective and reality, and that's how markets come to be. And when eventually the reality is going to be so good to be true that the perspective actually has to catch up, and then we will see that price spike. And that is in a speculative, a speculative market. But again, utility will also raise the floor. Hopefully you saw that video I did before this. I believe it was, one of my best videos yet in terms of just helping you guys understand where we are currently and the upside of XRP. All right, next, XRP Crypto Wolf. And I'm going to be really brief with this because you already got the gist. Every XRP YouTuber and their mom covered this. But MoneyGram goes live with XRP and XRapid. Again, they talk, there's Ripple talks with the partnership in the Q2 earnings. There's statements about Ripple and XRapid. And again, Ripple will become a key partner for cross-border settlement. Key partner, meaning the primary partner for MoneyGram, and they're using digital assets, XRP, and we've started executing trades. Now, this is actually what the CEO of MoneyGram is the second largest transfer company in the world, and Alex Holmes literally even says, look at these quotes, "I don't foresee really much of a material impact on Q3. We did move money in Mexico in 1 minute and 13 seconds. And the cool thing is, get this though, they're on a ramp and they're going to build gradually. We're live, we're doing stuff, we did move money, and so it'll build gradually. I think in the Q4, we'll start to see some impact." And he was excited. If you even heard the video of him talking about this, they're actually fully focusing on creating new revenue streams as well. So very, very exciting times, guys. And he goes, "I think in the Q4, we'll start to see some impact." So they're going to be ramping it. They're building over time, just as David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple, emphasizes. You need to build this liquidity. The video I did before this talking, about slippage, stickiness, and order books. Remember, if there is not enough liquidity on these, order books, the XRapid exchange, the XRapid transactions actually fail. So the best plan of attack for Ripple is to increase the liquidity, increase the partners, gradually go over time. And as the price of, as the demand increases, the price increases. As the price increases, you can do much more with much less. And it's just how it works. And exactly like, and I'm not saying I'm promoting a Riddler by any means, but that picture of Bearable Guy on Twitter talking about the snowballing effect, even the domino effect, it is the same concept. And I feel like that just illustrates where we are at perfectly, metaphorically speaking. Right here, this is a good one. So I am Legion on Twitter. So as I've said before, the MoneyGram stock is at $2.78 with an all-time high of about $279. What do you think will happen when people realize it's the fastest, cheapest option in the cross-border and liquidity domain? Check it. Now, this is another good point, though. Remember, people, the stock market is much more mature and more supervised than crypto. Hence, we're seeing a lot of growth. Even when this Ripple, strategic partnership was announced, we saw MoneyGram stock skyrocket. Yet, we are curious why the digital asset XRP did not move. Is it because there's insiders and they're aware of how the game is played? Is it much more mature and they see the future? Tons and tons of speculation. But I think that MoneyGram stock will continue to increase. And after utility and perhaps even more regulations in the next few months, hopefully if regulations come, around the time, I'm really hoping, because I know we've all been patient as a community for things, but as you know, things are heating up. So I think that XRP's price will reflect that, especially as we begin to ramp up with the second largest money transfer service. It doesn't happen overnight. We have to build these payment rails. All right, they're already laid. They have some movement. If you look at Galgatron's, like the price charts, and you see what kind of payments and volumes moving today, that's extremely helpful to see where we're at in the ground floor. So XRP, thanks to utility, we're never going to hit zero because of the utility today for cross-border payments, and it's slowly going to increase. Right now, guys, we're looking at 30 cents. I don't think we're ever going to, hit 15 cents or go lower than that. It's, in my mind, as long as the utility still goes, we've already had that new ground floor. And the speculation market's going to keep going, and I believe that eventually 50 cents will be the new low, then eventually $2 will be the new low, then $10 will seem very low, and we're even higher than that. And this is just my opinion, but I want to share where I'm coming from. Let me know your thoughts down below. All right. Next, XRP Crypto Wolf again. So the Federal Reserve is strongly considering the launch of a faster payments network that would rival the private network by U.S. largest banks. Chairman Powell told lawmakers it would support instant transactions for individuals and businesses. We've not made a decision, but it's something we're looking at carefully, and it's something I expect we'll make a decision on soon. We'll see how soon that is. But again, the Fed operates a payments network that sits with banks and credit card companies, but it's outdated tech and doesn't support instant transactions. No surprise there. The costs of the slow payment system are borne by American consumers, especially those who live paycheck to paycheck. And you know that statistic, it is disgusting to see how many Americans actually do live paycheck to paycheck. All right. So just wanted to give you a quick thing there. I don't feel like going through that with you because you get the gist. And again, Matthew Linney on Twitter. Large tech companies, Apple, Google, Amazon, advocating the Fed for faster payments. As always, I'm always emphasizing, look at some of these big carriers as well. We got the Square card reader. We got Stripe, PayPal, Intuit, Google, Apple, Amazon. And again, they're making this push. This has been going on for years and years, but you see this pain point, and now even the biggest players are complaining about it. So you know what's going to happen. They're gonna start pushing it because they want, new streams of revenue as well. All right. And let's finish off with this right here. So Matthew Linney again, organizations and payment providers still lobbying the Fed for faster payments. In May, the Fed said decisions are still a long ways off. This was Monday, August 5th. The Fed will bring up the topics of faster payments. All right. So again, big surprise, still way off. Yeah, who knows what they're busy doing. Some additional documentation. Matthew Linney on Twitter is a definite follow, so highly recommend you guys check this out. And always just your own research. Again, remember, I'm compiling news information, finding what I think is the most relevant and tied together and sharing it and dispersing it, and hopefully making it easier for you guys instead of you having to spend 20 hours a week researching. You can just listen to some videos on 2x speed and be done and get the gist and keep up to date with everything. That's what I used to do. But again, I got hungry and now I'm really digging into the technological side as well and looking at the implications of the XRP ledger. All right, Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve. The board is seeking input on potential actions that the Federal Reserve could take to promote ubiquitous, safe, and efficient faster payments. And this is back in 2018 of December in the United States by facilitating real-time interbank settlement. Look at this, all of these hints and breadcrumbs in front of us. I know it doesn't say XRP. I know it doesn't say Ripple. I'm not some crazy conspiracy theorist, I promise. But I'm showing you that they are looking, because this is a pain point, facilitating real-time interbank, between bank settlement of faster payments. What services are even available today besides XRP? You tell me. True settlement. I'm not talking about fancy messaging systems. I'm not talking about Swift's GPI or instant, products. There's only one as of now, XRP. And a lot of people say, oh, there's going to be a competitor. I doubt it. Because at this time, Ripple's been in the game for years. And their payment rails are already live. And they've been building that liquidity over time. You can't just whip a competitor out of thin air. Remember, XRP is decentralized. If they don't want Ripple to get a piece of the pie, maybe R3 or some other Wall Street guys will create an organization to take care of this. Or the banks will just create their own revenue streams. There's so much going on the back end. If you cannot see the value and potential that XRP has a very good chance of helping, and it already is today, with MoneyGram, with SBI VC, with plenty of other financial institutions and FIs. I just don't know. If you guys just don't believe in XRP at this point, please sell. I mean, honestly, and this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. You're always responsible for your own decisions. Do not just listen to a YouTuber or, anyone for that matter, even if they are a professional analyst. I just don't know and how you can't see it. Maybe you're, just watching YouTube videos. Maybe you have to read more, or maybe vice versa, and go get your sources from different areas. But this opportunity is unbelievable to me, and I'm more bullish by the day. And I cannot tell you how high of a price, because I think the sky is the limit. And this is an emerging technology. We've never seen anything like it. So you cannot say, oh, there's too many coins. Oh, market cap. Oh, there's all kinds of excuses for people. Instead of actually speculating and talking about the facts, we're all just talking about what can't happen when we really have no idea what can happen. All right? But all right, guys, that's enough for today. I will get this uploaded to you all. I hope you all have a good night, and I'll see you in the next video.